Yo, what's up, people? It's your boy, the Kryptonian, saying here, bringing you a review for One Piece chapter 355. And once again, the Chira Oda plants in some foreshadowing. And really, it's been done since the very beginning of this flashback where we did have Iceberg telling Frankie, hey man, stop making these damn ships and weapons. And the first time Iceberg even hears the story of Frankie being brought to the island. He was thrown over by his parents who guess saw him as being unruly. And the first thing he builds is a weapon and he shoots a cannon. And sure enough, it's Iceberg hearing this from Tom, right? And now we're at Tom's trial and everyone's thinking, okay, everyone loves the train. He's going to get off free. He's going to get off with no worries, right? Well, that's not exactly the case because as Tom is preparing for the trial and you have Frankie moving through the city, doing the shopping and everything, you see Frankie's battleship number and it's just this insane amount of fleets and they're shooting the courthouse. And sure enough, the first thing that went through my head was this Nico Robin at this point? Because earlier in the chapter, when Frankie and Iceberg are given these plans by Tom for this amazing weapon, he lays down this bounty poster of Nico Robin and says, this is what worries me. And you know Robin has like the bajillion hands because of her flower fruit. And I thought maybe she was operating those ships. And it might be the case. But what I thought was interesting is this guy from CP5 is setting it up. And he says, let the trial begin on Tom's workers. And I guess that's his way of saying, if Tom won't give me these plans and he's denying their existence, maybe I can make his workers go on trial and that'll make him budge. That's a very underhanded tactic, but it's a very effective one nonetheless. So that was okay. That was cool. That's a nice way of kind of stirring the pot. I'll be the first to admit, I did see a little bit of misdirection coming, but I didn't see it coming in this shape. I didn't see it coming like that. I thought maybe the misdirection was this whole 10-year gap and Frankie just gets executed anyway. You know, this is the world government, so I thought maybe something like this. And this is where I talk about the reliability of the narrators a lot, because Luffy is the main voice of the story. Luffy's a pirate, so oh shit, the government's bad, and it's kind of sunk into me. But you see it in this chapter where the old man judge who's like, yeah, I rode on the ship. I rode on it, once, and it's pretty nice. And it just shows that these are good people at heart, and yet there's still some dissension among the ranks, because the guy over CP5, Mr. Spandam, one of the things that he does is like he goes to the five elders and he pleads his case. And he's like, look, we have to get those plans. And I like how Kokuro even says it herself. How does a secret agent not know that he's basically gonna get pardoned? Like, there's a lot of dysfunction in that lot, and that's what happens with any government that gets way too big. Like, so, and I don't want to turn this into a politics thing. That's what happens when your governments get too big. We've seen it in different literature. In Star Wars, use a Star Wars reference. That was one of the problems with the Senate. Is the Senate just got huge as fuck, and it allowed Palpatine to kind of rise up through the ranks at this point because nobody was expecting it. The people turned a blind eye because there was so much stuff going on. And it's a similar thing here. I feel like that's why the CP5 were able to kind of make the maneuvering that they were, because, I mean, the government's fucking huge. I mean, they're all thinking, oh, we're going to go here, pardon this guy, no problems. And they don't know this guy met with the five elders. And now you got this kind of taking place. Very interesting. And I like how in the very beginning of the chapter, Oda has Iceberg kind of get on to Frankie and tell him, like, look, you had some serious firepower right there. You're able to bring down a Neptunian with it. And you just keep dismantling all these ships and leaving the weapons laying around. You can't do this. You can't do this. And it kind of falls into this gun debate question, okay? Like, how does gun debate, gun control fit into this? I'm about to tell you, so just stick with me on this. The thing on it, it falls down to how you believe. Do you kind of side with Frankie in that, like, hey, I have the right to do whatever the fuck I want to do with my weapons. Get the fuck off my case. This is my stuff. I do what I want. Or do you fall on the side of somebody like Iceberg who says it's irresponsible to leave this stuff laying around? What if it falls in the hands of the wrong person? To kind of use an example, say hypothetically, you have a family and you have a kid and you've got a gun in the house and you leave your gun locked up, and then say you can't get your gun in time to save like your wife and kid from an intruder, or if you leave it laying around and the kid ends up shooting the wife, or shooting yourself by mistake, or shooting his or herself by mistake. That there's an argument to be made for both sides, and I like how Oda kind of threw that in there and then glossed over it, while also, I believe, getting his own point across about it, because that there's no getting around that. That's his coming down on the stance that, like, hey, you got to have responsibility when you have dangerous stuff. So overall, very good chapter. There were some political undertones with it. I probably turned some of you guys off with that. Back when Harry Potter was big, I caught a lot of shit when I write blogs online. And one of the things I said was like, she's poking fun at politicians. And people are like, oh my God, you're turning this into politics. This is crazy. And I'm like, no, the fuck it isn't. It's out there. And then sure enough, after the series ends, J.K. Rowling is one of the most politically outspoken people as far as authors that are out there. She's constantly weighing in on shit, especially if you follow on social media. So that was there's where there's smoke, there's fire. I feel like that's the same thing with Oda. It wouldn't surprise me if after Oda finishes One Piece, if he's not in a rocker and cane somewhere, if he doesn't start speaking up on foreign relations. So overall, very good chapter. Let me know what you guys thought down in the comment section below. But as always, guys, if you like anything I have to say, hit that like button as it really helps out the channel. Don't forget to subscribe if you're new. Don't forget to share. Thank you for watching Kryptonian Saying, guys.